went out on a project site and just fell in love with construction. And then from there I was like, this is what I want to do. My name is Riley Graybeal, and I'm here finishing out a job for Summa Hospital. As a field superintendent, I'm at the job site every day. I'm communicating with subcontractors every day, understanding the drawings, understanding specifications, really just coordinating the schedule, coordinating the work among everyone, make sure that as it's designed is how it's being built. Growing up, I always enjoyed building things, like even as a kid, Lincoln Logs, Connects, Legos. I always loved all those toys. And then you get to the end of high school, okay, what do I want to do for a major when I go to college? And then I did enjoy math, as odd as that sounds, and then saw civil engineering, and I was like, okay, there's a lot of stuff in there that I really enjoy. I'll give that a shot. So I went to school for civil engineering, and then had a co-op with the city of Akron actually in their design division, and that was when I realized that design is not for me. For me, it was miserable and terrible, and I couldn't do it. Went out on a project site and just fell in love with construction. And then from there I was like, this is what I want to do. Working in hospitals and any healthcare facility, there are a lot of challenges that you'll have, especially as a field superintendent. The biggest one that's always recurring is cleanliness and housekeeping. One of the main things is construction dust. So not only do you have to have negative air, but you have to make sure that as you walk out of your construction site, you have no dust on you. Whether that's on your hard hat, on your head, on your shoulders. If you're on the ground, it'd be on your pants. And the biggest one obviously is on people's boots. Dust can leave the space. People in a healthcare facility, they can have compromised immune systems. That dust can do a lot of damage, and that's just something that we can't have happen. When my wife and I first got our house, we had a small dining room that we wanted to try and optimize. She had this idea of having a built-in bench to the wall as our seating for the dining room. So my dad and I actually made that the first project we did in that new house, is building a built-in bench just out of really just plywood and 2x4s. I enjoy woodworking, I enjoy making people happy, and really if I can incorporate the two together, that's something I want to do, which is where the website came from and just being able to market myself and my abilities for other people. So for instance, if I'm making a cutting board for someone, I'll go purchase the hardwood that is needed for that particular board, get it home to my workshop, and I'll run one side of that piece of wood through the joiner to get one smooth edge so the whole board is squared off. Then I can take that squared off edge, put it up against my miter saw. I can cut that to the size I need. So if it's a 16-inch board, I can cut the wood to 16.5 inches. I have a little bit to work with for cutting it off at the end. Once I have my pieces cut to size, I'll run it through the planer, get everything as a flat surface. Then I can use the table saw, cut the strips that I need, get everything to the correct size. Then I'll take that inside to the basement where I have my little area to glue up. If it needs routed a certain way, depending on what the client wants. When I route it, I can get the edges rounded over. I can do a chamfer, which is a 45-degree undercut on it. Once it's finished sanded, you actually spray it, because when wood gets wet, the grain raises up. So by spraying it, you raise the grain that one time, then you can sand that off. Then the next time the board gets wet, the grain doesn't raise up and it stays smooth. Once the sanding is done, I can put the cutting board oil on it, which is all food safe. That oil gets into the wood, helps keep it from drying out through continued use and washing. And then once that's done, I can put a top coat of a conditioner on it just to help protect the wood as another layer, and then it's ready to go. One thing that's very intriguing to me about construction is seeing the entire process. Most people in their entire lives, they're gonna walk in somewhere, they're gonna see an end result. They have no idea what all goes into it. They don't know what's behind the walls, what's under the floor, what's in the ceilings. They don't know the work that went into it. So when you're a part of the entire process and you know exactly what that place looked like when you first started, whether it was just dirt or if it was a renovation and you saw that it was old, decrepit, and you brought it up to something new, you can see everything that went into it, and you just get such a greater appreciation than everywhere you go for all the work that people have done with everything you see in life.